Hello, this is Dr. Roman Pavlak. To all of you who registered for this class, I would like to say welcome. I will be your instructor in this class, and I'm looking forward in working with you. I realize that many of you, or maybe for all of you, this is the very first nutrition class that you will be taking. You may wonder, what is this class going to be about? The science of nutrition deals with food and the components or compounds in foods that we call nutrients, non-nutritive compounds, phytochemicals, sterols, stanols, and others. And so the science of nutrition deals with how these compounds interact with each other, why they are important for our body, what may happen if we develop a nutrient deficiency or if we ingest too much of a given nutrient. And this is what you will be learning. This is an introductory class, so you will be learning introductory concepts of nutrition. In addition, you will be also learning how to choose your diet so you may prevent diet-related health conditions. The class is perfect for anyone who is a health major, such as medicine, dentistry, nursing, and others. But if you are not a health major, you may also benefit from this class. How? Well, let me show you something very interesting. On this slide, you see the leading causes of mortality in the United States. That's where I live. This word mortality means death. So what do people die of? And we find that the main cause of death is heart disease. The second one is cancer. And you can see there is almost 10 of these causes of death listed. Well, here's the interesting part. Those causes of death that I just underlined are diet related. I'm not saying by this that diet is the only factor in whether or not someone dies of heart disease or cancer, but it is one of the main reasons or one of the main factors in development or in prevention of these different causes of death. Interestingly, we find that in China, we have very similar causes of death. Those that I just right now underlined are also diet related. Stroke is diet related. Ischemic heart disease is diet related. Alzheimer's disease is diet related, and so on and so on. I also have data for Taiwan. And you can see that very similarly, many of these leading causes of death are diet related. In fact, this is the case almost regardless of which country you go to. I was privileged to visit more than 70 different countries, and I lectured in several different countries in South America, North America, in Europe, in Asia, and in Africa. And regardless of where you go, heart disease or cancer are usually the leading causes of death. And so I am hoping that by taking this class, in addition to learning something that may be important for your further studies, you will also be able to learn how to choose the foods that you want to ingest in order for you to prevent diet-related health conditions. With that said, let me briefly describe the class. I selected specific parts of the syllabus. I would like you to review the syllabus on your own, review the whole syllabus. I just selected certain pieces of syllabus to emphasize certain things in this particular welcome video. Okay, so here we have course description. As I already mentioned, you will be learning about foods and nutrients, and you will be learning about different classes of nutrients. You will be learning about dietary guidelines, meaning what health authorities recommend we should, or how we should eat, or what foods we should eat in order to prevent from developing specific health conditions. You will also be learning about certain specific health conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, obesity, others, how we can prevent them from developing even at a young age and for sure later on in our lives. This class is a introductory nutrition class, so you will not become an expert on nutrition after taking this class, but you will have adequate background that, again, if you are a health major, you will be able to build on later on in your studies. In this class, you will not have to purchase a textbook. Instead, I am providing a textbook for you. It will be available on the platform in a PDF format or in a PDF file. So you can download it, you can print it, you can make notes, you can underline, you can do whatever you need to do in order to get the best possible grade. Okay. Speaking of grades, how you will be earning your grades? Well, in three different ways. The first item that I listed here, as you can see, is an assignment. So you will have one assignment in this class. The assignment is called diet analysis assignment. I'm going to elaborate on this assignment in a moment. Secondly, I mentioned that you will get a free of charge textbook in a PDF format. The textbook is divided into chapters or modules, 11 of them. And after reading each chapter, you will be able to take a quiz and answer specific questions in a quiz and get a credit toward your final grade. So you will have 11 quizzes, and for some quizzes will be worth 3% of your final grade. Others will be worth 4% of your final grade. The details are found in the syllabus. But after the reading of each of the chapters in the textbook, you will have a quiz. Okay. Secondly, or thirdly, you will have exams. You will have 4 different exams. Both quizzes and exams are available online. Okay. The one interesting thing about my quizzes is that they are open notes, so you can have the PDF in front of you, printed or on your computer when you are taking the quizzes. The same goes for the exams. Okay, it's an open notes exams. You can have the textbook printed. You can take notes from my lectures and look up answers to questions. Having said that, for the exams, you will be given specific time period, okay? And so you may not have enough time to find all the answers to the exam questions unless you are prepared for the exam. So I would encourage you, as you watch my lectures, to take adequate notes. And then based on those notes, ask yourself questions and then try to answer those questions from memory rather than looking up the notes. And when you are able to do that, you will be ready to take the exam, okay? For quizzes, you don't have to memorize the information because, again, you will have unlimited time for the quizzes. Here's another benefit for you as a student. The quizzes are available for you to take up to 3 times. So if you take it the first time and you didn't get 100, you are not satisfied with your grade, you will be able to retake it. Okay. The exams are set for now as only one attempt, but you will actually have the opportunity to retake it under certain conditions that you will be notified of a bit later on. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the assignment, the diet analysis assignment. The nature of this assignment has to do with evaluating your own diet. So already in the second module of this class, you will be learning about dietary recommendations, including My Plate recommendations. You will have to utilize this My Plate recommendation to evaluate your own diet, and then that would be the first part of the assignment. The second part would be to propose how you can modify your diet so it would be better aligned with the recommendations that we call My Plate recommendations. I prepared a separate instruction document for you in which you will find more details as well as a template how to complete this assignment. Look it up on the platform. Okay. As I already mentioned, you will have 4 different exams: exam 1, 2, 3, and exam 4, or you can call it the final. Here in this table on the right hand side in the column, you see how much each of the exam is worth toward the final grade. And in the middle column, you see what content is the given exam based on. So exam 1 will be based on all of my lectures from module 1 through module 3, so 1 to 3, as well as the course pack or textbook reading chapters 1 through 3. Okay, course pack is another name or another term for textbook. So if I say course pack instead of textbook, I am referring to the same thing. Okay, notice I mentioned, I think already that maybe I didn't mention, but anyway, in my classes, all exams are comprehensive, meaning on exam 2, you will be tested on information from the beginning of the semester until the end of the module or the last module before this exam is scheduled. Okay, and so in this case, it will be lectures from exam 1 through 5, and then course pack reading from chapter 1 through chapter 5. Okay, this may be different from what other instructors do. Many instructors would give you an exam from lecture 1 through 3 and then lecture 4 and 5 on exam 2. Okay, this would not be the case again in this class. You will have to be reviewing the information from the beginning of the semester, and that's why taking notes from my lectures on each of the lectures would be critical, and I would strongly encourage you to take detailed notes as you are watching the lecture, or maybe just shortly after you watch it, you pause it and then you take notes so you have the notes available to learn from. Exam 3 will be based on module 1, lectures from module 1 through 8, and course pack reading chapters 1 through 8. And the last one, exam 4, will be based on the entire information from the very beginning of the semester until the last module. And here I have course outline. You have the titles or topics for the module. So the module 1 is called Introduction to Nutrition and Nutrients, and here you will be learning a variety of nutrients. Okay, you will be learning about different classifications of nutrients, macronutrients, micronutrients, and others, and you will be learning from the course pack or textbook as well as from my lectures. Okay, and the first quiz is based on the reading from the course pack chapter 1. Okay, module 2 is called planning a healthy diet. Okay, and again, you see here my lectures that you will be watching or you will be learning from for this particular module, and you will have exam 2 based on chapter 2 of the course pack. The same goes for module 3, right? It's called diets that should not be recommended. Okay, you will have a reading from the chapter 3 from course pack or textbook, 2 lectures, and a quiz based on the chapter, as well as already exam 1. Okay? This slide is a continuation of the outline. So you will be learning module 6 about vitamins, module 7 minerals, and so on and so on. You can pause the video and read the specific topic, as well as what you will be required to watch and or read. Now, that's pretty much an overview of the course. Before I finish this lecture, though, or welcome video, let me give you just a few tips how you can learn. Okay, I spent a lot of years in school. I spent more than 20 years in school as a student, and I've been teaching for more than 20 years. So the uh, um, most of my life I spent in school. I spent in school more time than um, what your age is at this point of time. So I should know a little bit about effective learning. So here's my first tip for you. Okay, select specific time during the day to study. Okay, my best professor ever made me and my fellow students to write a promise. The promise was that we will be learning every day 15 minutes from the class that he was teaching. That's it. And he emphasized in the classroom, I don't want you to study more than 15 minutes, so long as you study every day. I'm not going to be that strict. I'm not going to say that you have to learn every day from this particular class. But it would be wise of you if you select specific time in a day. For example, 4 p.m. or between 4 and 5 or between 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, whatever time may be, that no matter what, this is the time that you study from this particular exam. Whether that involves reading the chapters, whether it involves watching my lectures, taking notes, learning whatever other way. That's, I think, very important and very effective way to study. That's why I put it as number one. Number two, do not wait until the last minute. Most students are procrastinators. That means they wait until the last minute. And they know that, okay, the deadline or the end of the semester is nearing, right? Okay, I have to do this and I have to do that. And those students who have this habit, they never do as good in terms of their grades as those who plan ahead and get things done ahead of time. And this is perhaps especially important for the assignment. I would encourage you to read the guidelines for the assignments right away, so you are aware already what the assignment is about. Okay, and then you can plan half an hour today and half an hour tomorrow and half an hour the next day, and you are done with the assignment. Okay, but also you know that you have 4 exams. If you wait and spend 4 hours learning before exam 2 and 4 hours learning just before exam 3, that's not as effective learning as if you spend that 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour, say every other day, meaning learning systematically and regularly rather than just at the last minute. Okay. Number 3, make adequate notes. And of course, I'm referring to notes from my lectures. Why? Because then all you have to do is go to the lecture, to the notes, rather than back to the lectures and watch them over again. And you can utilize these notes to study for the exam. And as we are taking the notes, we are learning. The brain is going to memorize certain things as you are taking the notes, right? Highlight information in the textbook. Again, you can print it, okay, and you can underline or highlight with a high marker or with marker so you can quickly go back and again find the information rather than look through the entire chapter or through the entire textbook. Okay, and lastly, get 100% on all quizzes. 100% because you have up to 3 attempts. So if you only got 90, or for sure if you got less than that on the first attempt, you have another try, right? Or actually 3 altogether. And the highest grade will count toward your final grade. So getting less than 100 is really a silly way to reduce your grade. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Again, welcome everyone. If you have any questions, you need any help, please, you can contact me. You have my email here as well as in the syllabus, and I will be glad to work with you. Welcome one more time. Thank you.